Hello everyone, greetings from InUni UK. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. My name is Dagina Weatherill and I'm the Director of Recruitment within InUni UK division, a company of global university systems overseeing international students recruitment for a number of our UK partner universities. Today, I'm extremely excited to talk about our premium partner university, beautiful Canterbury Christ Church University, and you can see Canterbury Cathedral in my background as well, where graduations take place. It's always nice and sunny in Canterbury too, with clear blue skies. Today I'm extremely excited to talk about School of Nursing at CCCU, and I'm joined by the academic team from the School of Nursing. So we have Dr. Paula Casbit and Dr. Paul Driscoll-Evans from the academic team of the School of Nursing. And we also have Stephen, who is the Director of International Partnerships and Development at CCCU. Oh, and the colleagues from the admissions have just joined. So we have Elliot, Caris, and Jody from CCCU admissions teams. Thank you so much for joining.
Not Elliot. Elliot's not on the call.
Oh, it's not yet. Okay.
I'm not sure.
If you're able to change your name,
I can't seem to. It doesn't seem to let me, so I don't know why I do that on Zoom.
I think it's just 3 dots at the top.
It doesn't seem to be saying I can do it. I've tried it, so I've had to just go with it, unfortunately.
So maybe Sukanya can help. So we'll have Sukanya from the marketing team here in the background, so she will probably message privately and help changing the name. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today, Team CCCU and InUni marketing team. Before we start, just a few housekeeping rules. You're all on mute. If you'd like to ask any questions, feel free to do so. Just pop them into the Q&A section. So that's Q&A section rather than chat section, and we will take them from there at the very end of the webinar. So really hope you can stay with us till the end. But in case if not, this session is being recorded and the recording will be shared with you as well later on. Other than that, sit back and enjoy, and I really hope you find this webinar exciting, educational, and inspiring. Thank you, and it's over to you, Paula. Paul, sorry, goes first. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you to one and all for everyone who's joining us today to hear about this exciting offer from Canterbury Christ Church University. I'm, as I explained earlier, Dr. Paul Driscoll-Evans, and I am the head of School of Nursing here at Canterbury Christ Church. And I'm genuinely very, very excited to be able to talk to an international market about our nursing provision for the very first time. I trained to be a nurse when I was 18 years old. It is choosing to be a nurse was a decision that changed my life. It gave me a qualification and a career that I'm incredibly proud of, and has allowed me to work in a range of fields of practice that has been hugely rewarding. But most importantly, it's enabled me to make a difference to the lives of the community that I have around me. Through my nurse education, I've been able to care for the vulnerable and make a real positive impact on the lives that I care about. So when we come to this market and create the opportunity for people from overseas to come and train to be a nurse in the UK, it really is an exciting and landmark moment for us. A career in nursing in the UK is fulfilling. It's diverse, it's varied. And we at Canterbury Christ Church University want to create the next generation of nurses who are creative, critical, and compassionate thinkers. People who are ready and empowered with all the skills they need to change the world. I am so pleased that I made the decision to train to be a nurse. And I'm so pleased that so many of you are interested in this as a future career. I will hand over to my wonderful colleague Paula in just a second, but I will finish by saying I came to Canterbury Christ Church University as the head of School of Nursing 10 months ago. So I've only been here less than 1 year, but I have been delighted to discover and explore Canterbury, work with wonderful colleagues from across the university, and recognise that we have got world-class facilities here in the centre of the most beautiful county in England, Kent, to be able to train the next generation of health professionals. We have also just had approved a brand new nursing curriculum. That means that not only will we be applying our state-of-the-art facilities to ensure that we are giving a really high quality experience to all of our students, but that our new curriculum really does match the top tier talent that we need in the NHS in the future. So thank you for coming along today. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Paula, but it's been good to talk to you. Paula.
Thanks, Paul, and hello, everybody. I have the pleasure of sharing some information with you today about Canterbury Christ Church University, but in particular the School of Nursing and our courses that we're able to offer you. But just a little bit of background about me. I've been a nurse for 30 years this year. It's my 30th anniversary of my training. Like Paul, I started when I was 18 years old, and it is a career that I've absolutely loved every minute of. I was fortunate to work in a variety of different hospital care settings. So my background is in hospital-based care, but predominantly in oncology or cancer care, as it's called, and also in palliative care. So that experience is what I brought into the university. And during my time here, I've spent time teaching our postgraduate students and our post-registration students on specialist practice around cancer care. But more recently, I was the course director of our MSc Nursing, which is one of the courses I'm going to talk to you about today. But also I have one of my alumni who shared a video with you to talk about her experiences of studying the MSc in Nursing at Christ Church University. And more recently, I am the associate head for the school, and I have responsibility for all the pre-registration nursing courses. So these are all the courses that lead to the ability to register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. So that's the golden ticket, if you like, for them being able to practice in the United Kingdom as a registered nurse. But not only in the UK, it then offers a whole wealth of opportunities for you in other countries, in things like cruise ship nursing, and lots of exciting opportunities. So I'm hoping to be able to share some of that with you and really kind of excite you about thinking of coming to our lovely university on our beautiful campuses. I do have some slides to share with you, and so I hope this is all going to work nicely. So, just so you can see on Paul and I's background, but also on the slide now, this is one of our key buildings on campus. This is called the Verena Holmes building. And if you do come and join us at Christ Church, you will be spending a lot of time in this building, because this is where our amazing and state-of-the-art simulation suite is housed, and this is where we have a virtual ward and an in-person ward where we simulate all different types of nursing practice. But it's also where you'll get to work with other healthcare professionals in simulated activities, be that professions like occupational health, physiotherapy, and also students from our medical school, the Kent and Medway School, that we are part of within the university. So it's an amazing building. It's very modern, but it's absolutely a beautiful place to study in, and we look forward to showing you that building when you arrive with us. So just wanted to start off by telling you a little bit about where our two main campuses are. So our main campus is at Canterbury, and it is a campus-based university, and we are lucky enough to be in the centre of the city. So when you come to study or you live in Canterbury as a student, you are right in the centre of everything. Canterbury is quite a small city. It has a population of about 55,000 people, But that population every year goes up by at least a third, because we house 3 universities in Canterbury, and the student population is about 30,000 per year. So that's, as I say, we've got a population of about 55, but then our students increase that population by about 30,000. And because of that, it's an incredibly vibrant city. There's lots of activities to do. It's a city steeped in culture and in history. We have amazing medieval churches and abbeys that you can visit, but also, you know, active nightlife, a big university student scene that you can participate in. So it is a really, really beautiful city. And I, you know, absolutely personally love living here. So I would welcome you to join our community. Our second campus is based in the Medway towns, and this is a collection of towns that include the historic dockyards at Chatham, Gillingham, and the beautiful city of Rochester, which is one of the smallest cities in the country. And again, there's another beautiful cathedral in Rochester that you can visit if you're interested in kind of that either spiritual or historical setting. The picture I've put on the slide for you is of the dockyards and the marina at Medway. And the reason for this picture is because our campus is literally just off of that picture to the left over there. So this is the area where you'll be living if you join our Medway campus. And again, it's a vibrant campus where we have numerous universities that share the site. So there's opportunities to get to know and join in activities from those other universities, as well as the activities at Canterbury Christ Church University, but also the very tranquil walks that you can take along the River Medway, and activities and nightlife that are associated around that area. So that's just a little bit about where we're based and where we're at and live, because most of us, as people working at Canterbury Christ Church University, do live in the local area as well. So when you come and join us as student nurses, not only will you be practicing in our local hospitals, but you'll be looking after that local community that you'll become part of. So it really does help you feel embedded in our community. So sorry, just making sure I can move the slides along. So our university then, we have been a centre of higher education since 1962, but we became a full university in 2005, and we're really excited about the development and growth that we've actually achieved as a university. And I've worked here since that time, so I can remember the, you know, excitement and the real kind of happiness that was here when we became that fully fledged university. But here we're about creating opportunity and creating life chances. And we're one of the universities that has the biggest impact on people achieving in their own life. So that's, again, something I'm personally incredibly proud of. We look to help people develop a real thirst for lifelong learning. So it may be that you're just coming to start your nursing career, but we would hope that actually once you've qualified and you're practicing as a nurse in our local health economies, that you'll come back to us for any postgraduate study that you would like to do, any continuing professional development, because that's something within the School of Nursing that we have fully embedded. It's not just about you training to become a nurse, but it's also about you carrying on and learning all about the nursing specialities that you'd like to go into. So, for example, for me as a cancer nurse, I studied a specialist course in cancer nursing when I qualified, and then I went on to study my master's in cancer nursing practice, and my PhD is all about social justice and equity in care within a cancer setting as well. So I've been able to really develop both my professional career and my academic career as a nurse. So the university have been innovators throughout our lives since 1962, when we were established as a college of education. And we've shaped the courses, our research and our partnerships to really be able to meet the needs not only of our students, but also our local community. We are fully embedded with community activities and sponsor many cultural events around Canterbury throughout the year. And we have an incredibly active arts scene where there is lots and lots of opportunities to watch some really creative dance and art and all of those other things that will actually really help you feel like you're part of a university community as well. The university's mission is to pursue excellence in higher education, to offer an opportunity for you to really transform into the professional and the person that you want to be, whilst also offering you a really enriched community that you will belong to. So, sorry, I've just gone a bit too far. So the values of the university we hold very dearly to our heart. And the first one there is the development of you as a whole person, respecting and nurturing the inherent dignity and potential of each individual. Integration of excellent teaching, research and knowledge exchange. So many of our nursing faculty are actively involved in research, both local research with our healthcare providers, more regional based research, and also international studies. I was recently involved in a study called Empower Care, which was a study that looked at empowering service users to really feel totally embedded in the care that they were receiving. And that was a Europe-wide project. So we were in partnership with 3 other countries looking at different ways of empowering people. So that's a study that you can read about on our website if you're interested, alongside some of the other studies that we've done that are international studies, but also more local studies as well. We are passionate about the power of higher education to really make a difference and to really help both individuals, communities and the UK to really excel in a global economy. And we really pride ourselves, and this is something I'm really passionate about within the School of Nursing, is our friendly, inclusive but professional community. So you will be joining a group of students who are incredibly welcoming, who are diverse, who are all though excited to become nurses and really passionate about what nursing can do to support people who are facing either health challenges or are looking to increase their health and well-being and prevent illness from occurring later in their life. So the School of Nursing itself, we have a suite of dedicated courses that are there to support you in becoming the best nurse that you can possibly be. Sorry, I'm just checking my thing that's it. So, but also we are one of the largest providers in the region for nursing courses. So we have a large student body, and you will be joining, sorry, that student body and becoming an integral part of that community. We, as I said, as a faculty, do have active involvement in research, but we also work very closely with colleagues in other health professions, which include speech and language therapy, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, excuse me, paramedic science, and as I mentioned earlier, medicine and our School of Medicine, the Kent and Medway School of Medicine, as its full title is. There is a video here. I'm not going to show it to you today, but you'll be able to access it in the link to the presentation. Or indeed, you can go on to our website and watch this. But it's a virtual tour of our amazing simulation suite, which is in the building Verena Holmes that I told you about earlier. So this is where we have a wide range of resources that help student nurses and other professions practice those skills and those values and those attitudes that we look for in our future nursing professionals. So that's all the way from clinical skills like catheterization, blood taking, or venipuncture as it's called, resuscitation of people who may have gone into cardiac arrest. We also have a theatre where we can mock operations and we can work with our colleagues in operating department practice. So when nurses, doctors and ODPs come together for some specialist practice. We have a hospital ward set up, so where you can practice your skills of ward management and running a shift. We have escape rooms where we use gaming kind of technologies to help you learn. And also we have the virtual anatomy lab, which is a set of VR headsets that we use, which show the human body right in front of you as virtual reality, and you can manipulate and open up and enlarge all of the organs of the body. So it really helps you feel like you're getting to know the science behind the nursing practice that you're then doing in the simulation suite. So that's some really exciting technologies that we have available that you'll be able to participate in if you choose to come to Canterbury Christ Church University. And as part of your induction to us, we will take you through all of those experiences so that you get to have a see and feel for them before you actually start the learning journey itself. So I just wanted to really highlight our successes as well. So 100% of our child and mental health nursing students were in graduate level employment 15 months after finishing their course. So that's the standard time where we take that measurement, and that's the figures from last year, so the last available figures. And the adult nursing, it was 98%. So it's not anywhere, it's only 2% below. And when we've talked to our alumni about that, it's because some people have chosen to travel or to take their nursing skills and nursing knowledge and their degree into another profession alongside nursing rather than practice. But as I say, I think that's a huge success story. 100% of our child and mental health nurses were in their chosen area of professional practice, and 98% of our adult nurses. And I've just put a quote there from Enoch, one of our students, now an alumni. He's now graduated, but just saying how grateful he was for everything that we were able to offer him on his learning journey. And he's now successfully working in practice in our local health economy. So within one of the hospital trusts that we work very, very closely with. So I'm going to play a little video. This is Emma. Now, Emma was a nurse that was on the MSc Nursing when I was the course director, and she's just going to talk to you a little bit about what she's now doing. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this all fine.
So at the moment I'm working in a doctor's surgery and I'm now a lead practice nurse. Life experiences with family and traumatic events has made me choose to go into nursing to help other people. Christ Church has a very good reputation and it's local and it's practical. Whilst working on placement, you get to work with a varied range of multi-professionals, and this really puts you in good stead for your future nursing career. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is having difficult conversations with patients and their families. In university, you get to practice this in placement and within modules within the course. General practice is a unique role. There is so many rewarding learning opportunities and you can really go far. We need new people, we need fresh blood and great ideas.
Great. So that, as I say, was Emma, who graduated 2 years ago now from the MSc Nursing, and you can see how successful she's been. She's already a lead nurse, so that's, you know, a senior post within a GP practice as a practice nurse. So it also hopefully highlights that nursing, when you graduate from us, isn't about just going onto a ward and being a ward nurse, but there are many opportunities open to you to actually go into the field of nursing that you're most interested in, be that hospital-based care in medicine or surgery, or in specialist practice like I did in oncology, or like Emma has, which is to go straight into the community setting where the majority of care actually is delivered, and she's working in primary care right at the very first step that people take when they come into any interaction with a health or social care professional. So I hope her words you found encouraging there. So, but I just want to spend a little bit more time now telling you about our actual courses, so you know what the offer is that we are bringing to you today. So as Paul mentioned earlier, we have just had one of the most successful validation events for nursing, and we have now a suite of newly approved courses. So these are courses that have been redeveloped and updated from what we previously offered, and they are really now designed to meet the needs of healthcare in the next 10 years. So we're looking to the future, and we're looking to see what is it that newly graduated nurses will need to be able to do when they actually offer care as a autonomous practitioner in a healthcare setting. So one of the key things that we've done across all of our courses is that we have brought the fields of nursing that we offer all together so that you will be able to study with each other, but also about each other. So at Christ Church University, we offer 3 fields of nursing, and that's adult nursing, mental health nursing, and children's nursing. So what that means for the course is that in various modules throughout your period of study with us, you will be learning with child mental health and adult nurses all together in areas where there is shared knowledge and shared skills. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the specifics of that in a moment. But you'll also be studying those areas in field specific areas that are essential for your chosen area. So for example, if you choose to become a mental health nurse, then there will be modules throughout your course that are for mental health nurses about mental health nursing. And these will run alongside those shared modules. So together, they make up the whole of what we expect all nurses in the United Kingdom to be able to do, and the values that we expect people to hold by the end of that period of study. You will make the decision as to which field of nursing you would like to study, and you will apply for that field of nursing in your application process. And I know our admissions team are here and can talk more about that in a moment. But there will be an opportunity in your course if you think, oh, actually, I've now studied for 6 months or a year, and I think I would prefer to be an adult nurse. There may be an opportunity for you to do that change. So you can, at points in the course, specific points, and we'll talk to you about them when you study with us, there will be specific points in the course where you may be able to make a change to that field of nursing practice. So that is something that's quite unique to Christ Church. Not many other universities offer that opportunity as part of their initial offer to candidates for the courses. I would also just like to reiterate as well that all of our pre-registration nursing courses on successful completion of all elements do enable you to register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council as a registered nurse in your chosen field, and then afford you the opportunity to practice as a nurse in the UK. So that's something all of our pre-registration nursing courses do on successful completion of all elements of the course. So just to make sure that you're aware of that. So we have two major frameworks or major courses that you can apply for. The first one is our Bachelor of Science with honours in nursing, and you would opt in that to study for adult, child, or mental health nursing. So the overall course is a BSc honours in nursing, and then in brackets your chosen field that you would like to study. Now, in order to study that, the entry requirements are detailed on our website, and again, the admissions team will be able to help you with that. But it is for English A-level equivalents, a BBC, but we can convert that for you into whichever your local educational attainments are, to see if that's matching with that offer. If you are somebody that already holds a bachelor's degree in any topic at all, and you are thinking of a career change and you wish to study to become a nurse, the option to study our master's in nursing is open to you. Now, if you have a healthcare related degree, for example, psychology or biomedicine or any of those sorts of degrees, then a 2-2 or the equivalent is the entry requirement. Or if your degree is a non-health related, so it might be, for example, in teaching or in, I don't know, we've had people with economic degrees, we've had people with English literature degrees. With those degrees, you would need to have a 2-1 or equivalent. So that's an opportunity for people who already have a degree and are looking for postgraduate study, but wanting to become a nurse. So it's pre-registration. We offer the same 3 fields for both of those options. So that's adult, mental health, and child nursing again. So what can you expect from us? As Paul said earlier, we've created a curriculum whereby successful completion, you will be a compassionate, creative, but also a critically thinking nursing practitioner in whichever field you have chosen to study. We are looking for people who can deliver exceptional care to all service users within healthcare environments. The majority of care in the UK, as you're probably aware, is based within the NHS, the National Health Service, but care is also offered outside of that. And we have the private and voluntary and independent sector healthcare services that we also work incredibly closely with. So that's things like care homes, hospices, where we provide palliative and end-of-life care, or it may be a private hospital or private practitioners working independently that you may well be placed with. So alongside our NHS partners, and these are our biggest partners, we do have a variety and a breadth of care experiences that you will be accessing as part of your course. Our course is designed to fully meet the NMC standards, and that was the process that we've just gone through to ensure that we absolutely do that. And as I say, it was one of the most successful validation events in our history. So we are incredibly proud of the new curriculums that we are offering. But you will have the opportunity to develop your skills, your clinical skills, your communication skills, but also your academic skills. You'll be developing your knowledge that underpins nursing practice, but also considering the ethical grounding of nursing practice, particularly in line with our code of conduct. So the NMC Code for Nursing Practice in the UK is a document that I would highly recommend that you become very familiar with prior to applying and being interviewed for the course. So key thing here is that we have a wide variety of faculty with a breadth of experience across all nursing areas, be that from areas such as critical care, cardiology, oncology, as I've said myself, sexual health, community practice, GP-based primary care, mental health services, both community and acute setting, children's nursing from community and hospital, but also neonatal intensive care. So the faculty that will be teaching you, the lecturers that you will become, you will work with during your course, will be able to deliver learning for you and help you on your learning in contemporary nursing practice across a variety of different areas. So I'm just going to give you a little bit more information about the BSc nursing, and then I'll go on to talk about the MSc nursing. So the BSc nursing is a 3-year full-time degree, bachelor's degree with honours. And in year 1 of our course, you will be focused on health, wellness, and also professionalism within nursing practice. So what it means to be a professional nurse, what are the values that we hold as absolutely central to us as nurses, but also studying those fundamental clinical skills that you will be employing, such as helping somebody maintain their hygiene, helping somebody who may be coming into some illness paradigm that they need to then be supported in. In year 2, we focus you on your field specific learning around adult nursing, child or mental health, and you will learn about the generalist care that group of patients would receive. But you'll also be undertaking some shared modules here with other health professions. For example, one of the modules that I lead on is called Social Justice as Nursing Practice. And this is where we'll be looking at the issues around equity in care, inequalities in care, and looking at how nurses can advocate and champion for our patients to make sure that the care they receive is equitable and socially just. But you'll study that module with other professions, including midwives. So there's been a variety of voices in that space. Year 3 of the course, you look at complexity within your patient's situations. So multiple diseases, all affecting somebody at the same time, for example, or both physical and mental health being experienced by somebody at the same time. We also then develop your leadership skills and also your quality improvement skills. So how we make positive changes in practice to improve patient care. Importantly in the course, over the period of your study, you will have 2,300 hours of theoretical learning to achieve and 2,300 hours of practice learning. Here you will be based in clinical practice, where you will be on wards or in GP practices or working with community nurses, visiting people in their own homes. And that's for a total of 2,300 hours over the course of the 3 years. And both of those are NMC requirements. So they absolutely must be achieved in order for you to successfully complete the course. I'm just going to show you really, this is a little bit of a complex slide, but it shows you the overarching pattern that the course offers you. So you can see how the modules are broken down. But importantly, each year, half of your modules, so 60 credits of the total 120 credits, are focused on your practice learning. Again, this is an NMC requirement for all nursing courses in the UK, that 50% of your learning and 50% of your assessment is focused on practice. So that's why you can see there practice 1 part A and practice 1 part 2, but part B, sorry, and that's repeated each year. But there are also your field specific modules and then your shared modules with other nurses and other healthcare professionals that I've mentioned earlier. The MSc nursing is very slightly different in that this is an accelerated course. This is a course that runs over 2 years, but you still have to achieve all of the NMC requirements. So importantly for this course, you have, after successful interview, you have to produce a portfolio of evidence that we then say meets 750 hours of practice and 500 hours of theoretical learning. So if you are thinking of applying for the MSc in nursing, you would need to have experience in care prior to applying. So that could be working in a hospital currently, that could be working with community practitioners or charitable organisations. And the course director, Ram, is very happy to have a conversation with anybody about what practice looks like for the MSc nursing, if you think that's the route that you would like to take. And we use your previous degree and your learning that you've done around care from that last degree to help you demonstrate that 500 hours of theoretical learning. And all of that comes together in a portfolio of evidence that you provide us. And then we can say to the NMC that you have done 750 hours of practice. So therefore, on the course with us, you do 1600 hours over that 2-year period. But again, if anybody is looking for more information about this specific route, then we are very, very happy to have that conversation with you. I'm just aware of time and we need to leave time for questions. So again, for your reading after this webinar is an outline then of how the MSc nursing works for you. But again, we follow the same pattern. There is shared learning across all 3 fields of nursing. There are field specific modules that you will study in your adult, child or mental health nursing groups with colleagues from those fields. And there's other learning that happens with the other healthcare professionals that are part of our school. So assessment, I know this is often the big question for everybody, but that's all great, Paula, all the learning, but how do you test my learning? And first and foremost, the biggest test is your ability to demonstrate your learning and your clinical skills acquisition in practice. So each year or part, depending on your course, you will undertake a practice assessment. And we at Christ Church use the Pan London practice assessment. And as the name indicates, this is a practice assessment tool that is used across several universities in England. It's a growing number. I think approximately 12 or 13 universities are currently using it. So it is a well embedded, well understood, nationally recognised assessment of nursing practice. And at that you do part 1, part 2, part 3, and your level of attainment escalates as you go through those 3 years. You are supported to achieve that by somebody called a practice assessor who works in practice, is a practitioner of nursing. And you also are supported by an academic assessor who is one of the nursing faculty who support both you and the practice assessor to ensure that you are achieving everything that you need to achieve. We also use a variety of theoretical assessments in the course, but the big news here is that our theoretical assessments mirror real life nursing skills that you will be having to use when you are a registered nurse and practicing. So, for example, we use case studies so that you learn the skills of succinctly talking about a patient. We use handover so that you can learn how you hand over the care of a patient to another practitioner or another nurse. We use presentations because as nurses, we have to give presentations. One of the things I used to do in clinical practice is talk to a group of patients about their chemotherapy. So I would be developing the skills of presentation in my course to then be able to do it in practice. So a wide variety of assessments, but they are all aimed to help you develop your nursing skills, knowledge, and professional requirements. So just going to end with Alex. Alex is one of our mental health alumni. He did the degree in mental health nursing and has gone on to have a really successful career, not only as a mental health nurse, but also as an entrepreneur. And you can read lots about his stories on our website as well. So I'm just going to play this one for you too.
My role in the NHS is I am a mental health clinician working for the Kent and Medway Mental Health Crisis Line. So I got into mental health nursing because it's something I've always been really passionate about. Before this, I worked as a healthcare assistant and I did around 10 years working in psychiatric wards, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I want to dedicate my career to helping others. The qualities to be a good mental health nurse, and I think the qualities to be anyone within the healthcare sector, is to have the attitude of care, compassion. I think too often are we focused on the clinical aspect, and my honest answer is you don't have to be such an intelligent, smart, competent person. This is a chance for you to grow, but it's a chance to be yourself. We talk so much about person-centered practice, treating someone as a person, but you do that to yourself as well. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that if you treat an illness, you can win or lose, but if you treat a person, you're going to win every single time. And that is what I think is the best quality of being a nurse. My advice to people that want to go into the mental health industry is you need to make sure that it's something that you are passionate about. This is a field that is so difficult. It comes with many challenges, but it's the most rewarding thing you could ever do. And what I always urge students to do is to really do your research, look into it and think if that's what you want to be. Because I'm telling you, if that's what you want to be, that will be your job role for life. And I wish you all the best when you do it.
So that's Alex just sharing his experience. And what I really like about what Alex is telling us there is that this is about a career for life, but also it's about how you go on a personal learning journey and experience personal growth through studying your degree to be a nurse. And I think he puts it so well there that really, really valuable insight there. Okay, so next steps for you then, and I can see Paul's come back on the screen as well. Next steps is your application. So we do have the admissions team here to help answer questions. All nursing candidates do have to undergo a values-based interview. So if you do apply to Christ Church, you will have an interview for your place on the course, and then on successful interview and all other requirements being met, then you go on to next steps. But I'll leave the team to talk about that. But we very much look forward to welcoming you at Canterbury Christ Church University to study nursing with us, whether that's as an undergraduate or postgraduate student. And I personally really look forward to meeting you in person in those first few weeks to welcome you not only to Christ Church, but to Canterbury and to the UK as well. So thank you for your time. You've been, and I'll answer any questions along with the team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paula. Really, really inspiring information, and I'm sure attendees found it really helpful as well. Is there anything else that, Paul, you would like to add from your side before we jump into?
Oh, just happy to go to questions, but thank you to Paula for that wonderful overview.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And just from the admission side, would you like to add anything else also, or shall we just jump into questions? All good?
No, that's fine. It's all good.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you. And just
we'd like to talk about the entry requirements, if that's okay. I have got a PowerPoint presentation if you'd like to.
Yes, I can see there are questions. Yeah, perfect. There are questions around the entry criteria. So if you do have a presentation, that would be really, really useful. Thank you. So Kanya, would you be able to make Jody a host to be able to share the screen?
Sure. Just a second.
Perfect. And whilst you're doing that, just a reminder, we're still accepting applications for September 2025 intake. So for most of programs, you can submit your applications via GAS Gateway portal. If you haven't done so yet, please aim to submit a complete file just to ensure that we reduce the time to process your students' applications and to ensure that you can progress to the next stage. For the nursing programs, I can see the slide appeared here already. So the application would be done via UCAS, but you would still need to notify my team on the ground on your students' application details just to ensure that all the tagging is done from our side. You can simply also submit a GAS Gateway blank application and let my team know so that we ensure we get in touch with the university to track your students' application. Okay, other than that, we can see your screen, Jody. If you'd like to take us through the process, that would be amazing. Thank you.
So, okay, so I hope you can see the screen okay.
You can maybe just enlarge it. So if you can start maybe a slideshow, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so the application process is to apply through UCAS. There is a different application fee.
Correctly, this slideshow's not started, I don't think.
It's not started.
It's not showing it. They have to just wait. It's sharing it.
Now?
No, I didn't. You can just scroll up to the first slide and just click on from the beginning, if that helps.
Can you see it now?
We can see your screen is just not in a slideshow.
Yeah.
Are you able to scroll up a little and then just click on the from the beginning, right? So Kanye, you said?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try clicking on from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. No.
It's not happening for some reason. Can you click on the presenter slide at the bottom of your screen? Correct. It's loading. No, it's loading, but for some reason it's not happening.
Okay. I mean, we can still see the information on the slides. Maybe you can just zoom it a little bit. It's currently on 59%, I think. So.
Yep.
Just tiny bit. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's
better?
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so with the application process, you can apply for UCAS. There is an application fee of £28.50 for the 2025 entry cycle, and applicants can apply up to 5 choices through the UCAS website. So applicants can apply for both the Canterbury and the Medway campuses. So if they'd like to be considered for both campuses, if they're not quite sure where they'd like to study, they can put in an application for both. And following this, with the application process, I've got a screen grab here just on the screen if you can see it. They are to include personal statements, a work experience, including any voluntary work experience, and a reference. And this screen grab here is just to show what has been completed and what is in progress. So you can always go back to the application if you need to get a reference from an academic. For example, when you're waiting on that, you can go back and edit your UCAS application.
Are you referring to slide 3? Sorry, Jody.
Yes.
If you can just click, yeah, could you try clicking on it? Because we're still on slide 2, where it says apply through UCAS. We can't see slide 3. Yeah, yes, now we can. Thank you.
Yep. And following slide 4, we've got the academic requirements for the adult nursing course here. So Applicants will need level 3 qualifications equivalent to 3 A-levels at grade BBC, plus the equivalents to GCSE English language and maths at a grade A to C or 9 to 4. IELTS cannot be submitted in place of an English language GCSE, and for our nursing courses, IELTS must be at 7.0 overall with no element below 6.5. Continuing on from this, we do have English language waivers and exceptions. So the Central Board of Secondary Education, we need 75% in English. And for the Indian Certificate of Secondary Education, we need 80% in English. For the WIEX, or West African Examinations Council, we will require a PIN to verify the results for this as well. I'm just moving on to the next slide now. I believe I can hand over to Matt, if Matt can see my screen, if you'd like to talk about the mental health MSc nursing.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess Paul is kind of going for a little bit, but you need to have a bachelor's degree, I'll say, for the master's course. If you have a health-related degree, we can do a 2-2. I think Paul mentioned we can do psychology or biomedicine or something similar. We also will assess that depending on what you have. And if it's not health-related, we can take a 2-1. So say it's an education or another course entirely, it could be a 2-1 still. We can still accept it as long as you have met the requirements of work experience. So I put there HCA is generally what we would expect, like a healthcare assistant, but also other roles that you can have, and we will look at any experience you have and kind of assess you on that basis. And similar to the BSc course, we do also take GCSE Maths and English at C level because that is an NMC requirement, but we can take the WIAC or the other entry requirements I mentioned on the other slides are also accepted. For the Masters, we actually take a 6.5 IELTS, not a 7.0. So that is obviously 6.5, nothing below 6. I'll just go. And it's a little bit about the portfolio there, which is obviously a condition of the offer. You need to have 750 hours, which is then confirmed in the portfolio, which is then sent to a panel, and they assess the portfolio. And will, if you pass the panel, we will send you an additional offer. So panels usually I put them about once a month, and there can be delay in the offer until we get the result from panel. So there might be a bit of chasing on your side for the panel result, which we also can look into. Okay.
So just moving on from this slide here, the interview process for the BSc Adult Nursing course, applicant interviews for the course only. So, for example, if they apply for both the Canterbury and Medway campus, that will be just the one interview to be considered for both applications. And offers of a place can only be made after a successful interview and are subject to a satisfactory reference. Occupational health and DBS checks will come after the academic offer is made. And applicants will interview for the one course only. So this is held via Microsoft Teams, and applicants do not need a separate pre-CAS if they pass the subject interview. Continuing on from that, our applicants will receive an interview link 1 to 2 working days prior to their interview, and they must have a form of photographic identification so that the academics can verify the applicant's identity. The interview will typically take around 30 minutes and are typically conducted by a 2-interviewer panel. If it is a one academic interview, these interviews are recorded by the academics as well. And if there is an issue where the applicant is unable to show the photographic identification, then the remote interview will be unable to go ahead, and the admissions team will try and reschedule the interview for the applicant. And finally, I've just got a few more slides to go through, but the DBS and occupational health clearance checks, a letter of good conduct is required. The occupational health questionnaire is required to be completed before the applicant can be invited to register. However, the DBS check will commence after the applicant's arrival in the United Kingdom. With the occupational health check questionnaire, you can include the current GP details on the actual questionnaire once it's been sent to the applicant. And here are just some helpful links and emails as well for any of the applicants interested in taking notes of this. So we do have the course page for the BSc nursing course and the MSc nursing course here. Also a direct link to the UCAS page for the adult nursing course, which can also include your options for the Canterbury or Medway campus. And also the remote interview tab as well. So any tips and tricks for the interview process, and there is specific tabs for each professional health course as well. And finally, these are our emails if any applicants need to get in touch with us at all. We've got the undergraduate admissions email address and phone number for any application queries, as well as the postgraduate admissions team and the DBS for any DBS queries as well. And that is the presentation.
Amazing. Thank you so much, George. Really helpful information. Perfect. Let's see which questions we've got because I'm mindful of time. Right. I have a student who's interested in applying to CCCU for the bachelor's in nursing. The student passed HSC in 2023 with GPA of 4.88. Could you please confirm if the student is eligible for this program or do they need to do foundation first?
So hello there, I'm Karis, the undergraduate admissions manager, just supporting Jodie today. So in answer to that, although the grade in the HSC is fine, there has to be English language and maths within it for us to consider it. And they will need to be, individually, they will need to be at least 50% in the English and maths. If there's no English and maths, we can't consider for level 4.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much, Karis. But ultimately, students can apply directly for bachelor's without having to go through any foundation if they meet the criteria of 50%. And
yeah, if there's English and maths that we deem as equivalent to GCSEs, and they've got the equivalent to 3 A levels at grades BBC, then yes, absolutely they can apply for the level 4. That's fine, but we need to check the transcript to make sure that the English and maths is in there.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you. Do you accept HND upper credit for your direct masters? I assume it's HND in Nigeria.
I don't believe we do unless they've done a bachelor degree before that. So they had to have like another degree or something equivalent. I don't think we take a HND as equivalent to a bachelor degree, but if they do apply, we can look into obviously and see what it's equated to, but I wouldn't believe so.
Would students be able to apply for the advanced entry, so year 2 or year 3 of bachelor's, or do they have to start from the beginning only?
They would have to start from the beginning.
Understood. Thank you. All right, criteria you've already covered. Tuition fees. Are they standard across the board? 15,500 per year, and international scholarship of 1,500 still applies to all international applicants. Amazing. Thank you. Sorry?
Any changes there be on the website, so if they look into the fee section on there, I would say on there anyway.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you. All right, English language you've already covered. This seems to be standard for everyone. And any country-specific entry criteria we would be able to also find on the website for this program, right?
Yeah, if you can't find, just contact us. We can look into it.
We'll reach out. Yeah, excellent. Does the university assist with preparing for NMC registration post-graduation? I'm not sure what NMC stands for.
Yeah, so I can pop in on that one. So yes, absolutely. If a student successfully completes the course, we then support them with their application to the Nursing and Midwifery Council so that they can become registered as a nurse.
Amazing. Thank you. Good question. Do you accept OET for your GPG and nursing programs?
No. Where are security? No.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Okay, thank you. English requirements we've covered. Yes, we will send the presentations across. when would students pay an application fee of £28.50? I assume it's at UCAS application stage, right? So it's very beginning of the application.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So you have up to 5 choices on UCAS. Even if you just put 1 choice on there, submitting that application will cost £28.50.
And which deadline do international applicants go by for UCAS? Because there are different sets of deadlines, right?
Yes, but for UCAS, it doesn't differentiate between home and international students. The UCAS deadlines are the UCAS deadlines. The first one was the 29th of January. We are still considering applications for the nursing courses, though, that apply now. They can apply through UCAS up to the 30th of June. Because after that date it will be clearing, so they can still add a clearing choice onto UCAS. It will just look slightly different on the actual UCAS application, but it can still be done.
Understood. That's great. Thank you. Please clarify about the CAS deposit and the study gap.
Sorry. The CAS deposit was that, sorry?
Oops, sorry, I'm on mute. Do we still go by the standard CAS deposit, £5,000? So when students
that's standard across
CAS,
all courses,
across all programs. Are there any requirements in terms of the study gap, or is the university flexible? Because some students might have had an experience. Would they be considered as long as they can justify study gap within their CV personal statement?
Yeah, we expect it to also be mentioned if they assuming you mean Chelsea done like a BSc and taking a gap probably to work, if we got work experience, we expect them also to be doing work in between the time. So they can justify it somewhere in a statement or etc. We can look into it.
We'd say any reasonings that they want to tell us about, that's the perfect opportunity to put in your personal statement.
Perfect, thank you. People who worked in medtech for basic counseling to advise the patients, can they apply for masters in nursing?
That would be something. I'm not quite sure what medtech basic counselling refers to, but certainly that's worth a conversation. What we generally have as a rule is that any care experience should be directly with service users, directly with patients. So that looks like it may well be that. So yes, we could certainly have a conversation. Counselling skills are something that we value really highly in nursing, so definitely worth a conversation.
Amazing, thank you. Do we accept diploma courses from Sri Lanka for undergraduate level?
So it would depend on how long ago they had done it, and they will still need the high school certificates and other qualifications alongside it. We can't consider it as their only qualification.
Understood, thank you. And for bachelor's nursing for students from Pakistan, what would be the requirements for them, and can they provide Pearson?
Yes, they can. It just needs to be that equivalent of the 7.0 in IELTS at the CEFA levels. But the requirements would be the same. So within the HSSCs, they need maths and English from Pakistan, and usually we would expect to see 70% in the HSC.
Amazing, thank you. So once a student passes our nursing program, do they get to work directly into medical fields, or they need to have a certification in the UK before they start working?
No, once they've successfully completed the course and they've registered with the NMC, the Nursing Midwifery Council, that entitles people to apply for a job working in practice. So there's no additional certification that needs to happen after successful completion of the course and registration.
Lovely, thank you. Clarify fees for undergrad, postgrad. So this is standard across the board, and great news. The CCCU hasn't increased tuition fees for 2025 September intake. So it's still 15,500 for both UG, PG, UG obviously per year, and it's 1,500 scholarship for international students. And the initial deposit is £5,000 to secure your place and apply for CAS. How can we submit new application via GAS Gateway or via UCAS? So as it's been explained earlier, you start with your application via UCAS. You then notify our team on the ground about your application. Simply submit a blank application via GAS Gateway and provide your students' details to our team, so we can then get in touch with the university and track your students' application as well. How are students supported during the objective structured clinical examination style assessments?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So all of our students will have opportunities for peer-to-peer support and learning in preparation for any OSCE that we might do. Not all of our courses have OSCEs. That's one thing to be aware of. But also there is opportunities for what we call formative assessment, where we would practice any OSCE with you prior to the final examination itself. So there's lots and lots of wraparound support for all of our assessments, and OSCEs being one of those forms of assessment.
Amazing, thank you. Students from Pakistan having medical background in HEC but don't have math, but have biology, chemistry, and physics. Is there any option for them? Is there any option for credit exemptions or top up in bachelor's in nursing?
So for the bachelor's nursing degree, you have to do all 3 years with us in order to get that accreditation with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. There is no exceptions at all. So they will have to start from year 1, and they do have to have that maths. Again, it's an NMC requirement. We can't take physics or anything in lieu of it. It has to be maths. There are online maths GCSE equivalencies that we can send the links to, that we would suggest that students do if they are really keen to join. And then as long as they get at least a grade 4 in that or above, absolutely fine.
Perfect, thank you. That's really good to know. Do you partner with NHS trusts or private hospitals for employment pathways?
We partner with both our private providers of healthcare and our NHS partners, and we offer a variety of different recruitment activities throughout the course, but predominantly obviously in the 3rd year and 2nd year for MSc students as they come into the end of that course. So yes, so the world is your oyster really. Once you qualify, the opportunities are there. It's just about grabbing them.
Amazing, thank you. Really good questions today as well. And I guess they are currently in demand. So given that in the UK, students not only can work part-time during studies, as you mentioned, there are lots of hours during the degree itself to actually gain that experience. And then after graduation, students can benefit from a graduate route, 2 years post-study work visa, and can gain more experience, I guess, in the UK and go from there. Amazing. Is a student, do they need to pay enrollment fee after 5,000 initial deposit? Yes. So once you've completed your visa process, or you've received your visa successfully, you would need to pay 50% of your outstanding fees prior to enrollment. So if the fee is £14,000, you've paid 5,000 to secure your place and CAS. You then pay £4,500 prior to enrollment, and then the rest you can pay before the next term, or you can pay in one go, and you don't need to think about the financial side of things and just focus on your studies, which would be probably much easier. You can pay even prior to CAS, in which case you don't need to show outstanding fees on your bank statements for CAS and visa purposes. Can students who doesn't have a background in nursing but have a work experience as a support worker in a hospital apply for master's pre-registered nursing program?
Yeah, that's the idea of it. Basically, they haven't got a degree that's nursing related, and then if it's health related, obviously it can be a 2-2. If it's not health related, it's a 2-1. But that's the other way around. So health related. Yeah, sorry, I did it around. Yeah, so not health related tends to be a 2-1, and then you 2-2 if it's if it is health related. The idea is basically you haven't got a nursing degree or ID, so you're coming into from a different field into nursing with experience.
and with the actual healthcare experience that we require, as long as it's patient facing or service user facing, that's what counts. So if your work experience as a support worker in a hospital is about caring for somebody, then absolutely we will take that into account and help you format your portfolio around that experience.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Another question just popped up. Masters in adult nursing. So that's 2 years program. As per the website, would the fee be £15,500 per year?
Yes, it is per year. The fee is listed on there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Amazing. I think we've covered all questions. Apologies, we ran out of time already, but thank you so much. Great webinar, really inspiring. I would say one of the most inspiring webinars, and really useful information from admissions as well. I'm sure we'll have lots of applications coming through soon. So just a reminder to everyone, please ensure you follow the correct process. So UCAS application first, and then blank application via GAS Gateway, and stay in touch with our team on the ground to ensure we track your application and the tagging is done as well. Stay tuned. We have more webinars to come. We have them pretty much weekly, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Anything to add? Sorry, Stephen, I didn't ask you.
No, absolutely brilliant. It's always great when I don't need to be involved. A massive thanks to my colleagues from admissions and from the school, Paula and Paul. Thank you. I mean, not everybody on the call knows, especially not our applicants and those interested parties, but this is the first of our international webinars ever for nursing. So it's kind of a historic day. I'm really happy and really excited. And I just can't wait to see the ever-changing demographic on our campus envelop the school even more than the faculty already has with the MSc Global Public Health, obviously one of our largest international recruiting programs. So joining that community, it's going to be great to see.
Amazing. And I guess I'd just like to thank CCCU for giving an opportunity to uni to recruit lovely international students for nursing programs. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye-bye. Have a great day.